right, everybody, welcome back to the Profit CFO channel, where it is our mission to make sure that you understand what you make, keep, and spend so that you can turn a profit at the end of the day. So a question that I get asked a lot, or a question that is asked quite often is, can I write this off? So in today's video, what we're going to do is we're going to go through a simple 3-step exercise that's going to help you grow some clarity around what might be a business expense and what might be a personal expense. So with no further ado, let's hop into the knit. All right, everybody, welcome back. I'm super excited to go ahead and go through this quick and simple exercise. But before we go ahead and get started, there's a couple of things that I need you to do. First thing, I need you to go grab a pen. It could be any color that you actually want it to be, a piece of paper. You need to go get your bank statements for any of your business credit cards or your business checking / savings accounts, anything that you're using that's funneling in the business money. I need you to go get those, print those off for the last 3 months. So you need 90 days worth. Also, I'm gonna need you to have 2 different color markers, and please go ahead and set aside 60 to 90 minutes of uninterrupted time so that we can go ahead and truly dive into this exercise. I promise you, it'll be worth your while. So go ahead and pause the video real quick while you go gather those things up and come back, and I'll be here waiting for you. Welcome back. We're getting ready to go over the 3 steps. And you know me, I love to keep things easy because when things are easy, they actually get done. So this isn't going to be something that's super complicated. First step is just going to be a simple statement review. Remember, I asked you to go ahead and get your statements for the last 90 days from all of your accounts that you associate with the business. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to go through it 3 times. In this step, we're actually going to go through it twice. The first time we're going to go through, I want you to go line by line, item by item, and look at every single transaction. This go, you're only looking for business transactions. And when I say business transactions, I'm not looking for the, I think maybe that's a business transaction. It's got to be 100% business. So I want you to take the first marker that you have, go ahead right now, start from top to bottom, and go through every single transaction. If it's 100% business, go ahead and highlight it. If it's personal right now, leave it alone. If it's a maybe right now, go ahead and leave it alone. All right, so you went ahead and did that. So now we're gonna go ahead and do the exact same step, but this time we're gonna do it with the personal expenses that happen to be on the business credit card. So you're gonna go through, you're gonna do the exact same thing, but I want you to grab a different marker this time, different marker, different color, go through and highlight it. If you think that it's a maybe, just go ahead and skip it. I promise we'll address those when we get to the next step. So how does that feel? I know you've gone through, there's quite a few transactions, there's a couple of different colors. Let's kind of look at it right now. Are the majority of the transactions the business color, or the majority of the transactions the personal color, or are there a lot of them that still are unclaimed to either side? It's okay either way. And like, when you went through and did the personal ones, I hope that you were 100% honest, right? We're not giving this list to the CPA or to the IRS, right? This one's for you, just to make sure that you're setting yourself up for success and making sure that all the expenses are where they're supposed to be. Now, I will tell you, there is what's called kind of a crossover list. So there's a couple of items that can kind of be either or, and I'm gonna go ahead and read them off for you right now so that you kind of have an idea. If one of these pops up, it can be either or, and like I said, we'll handle those later. So some of these crossover items are phone, internet, cable, gas, coffee shops, flights, the hotels, meals, entertainment, travel, gifts, gift cards, donations, and charity. And honestly, if you think that I'm missing any off of this list, I would love if you would leave a comment and let me know so that I can add it to the list in the comments or on any type of a document that I create in the future. So what do you guys think might be on a crossover list? Step 2 is really just looking at the remaining expenses, and we're truly going to analyze each transaction for what it's worth, right? We're looking for reoccurring expenses that are popping up, like I said, on the business side. And honestly, I really want you to look at the Amazon purchases and sometimes the Costco purchases and truly ask yourself, is this 100% business, or was this something that I bought a business thing on and decided to leave the whole receipt in there? So you went in for maybe some computer paper and you bought some Cheerios and, you know, some beef jerky, maybe some sushi while you were in the back. Oh, it's for the office, I'm bringing it in for the staff. We're in that little bit of a gray area right there, right? So when you're going through and actually looking at these transactions, I want it to be 100% yes or 100% no, right? And again, I need you to be truly honest with yourself, because if you're not, you're only cheating yourself out and possibly putting yourself in a position, to have it come back and bite you in the butt. If you can't 100% figure out what the transaction might be, this is the question that I want you to ask yourself. If I didn't own a business, would I still purchase and use this service, product, insert whatever you want there? If the answer is yes, then more than likely it belongs on the personal side. If the answer is no, then we know that it belongs on the business side. So what I want you to do, pull out your business marker, go through, highlight any of the ones that are 100% business that you know, any of the no's that belong on the personal side, go ahead and highlight those in the personal marker color, and anything that you're unsure of, I want you to just go ahead and circle it right now so that we can come back to it and address it in our third step. Go ahead and pause the video and work your way through that. Welcome back. So real quick, if you're getting any value out of this and you like the content that we're putting on this channel, we'd love it if you go ahead and like and subscribe. It's just going to help us continue to create content like this and videos for you in order to help you understand how to make more profit in your own business. So step number 3 is simple. It's creating your action list. This is something that I am huge on. Right? I need you to pull out the paper. No, I don't want you to pull it up on the computer. I want you to pull out a physical piece of paper and use that pen. I want you to go ahead and make 3 columns. First column is going to be the to-do. Second column is going to be what is needed. And by this, I mean, what action do I need to take in order to accomplish the to-do? And then the third column is the buy-when. Anyone that coaches with me knows that I am huge on the buy-when because it gives you a deadline, a time that you actually have to have something done, a physical time on a calendar. It actually makes things happen. How we're going to utilize this list, I want you to go back through, and the first ones you're going to write are going to be any of those personal expenses that are highlighted in your personal color. I want you to write them down line by line. So say Netflix is on that side, your gym membership is on that side, the water reoccurring from Costco, and you don't necessarily have an office that people are coming into. I want you to write all of those down. And then in the need, like what you need column, I want you to write what you need to do. Do you need to make a phone call to that company in order to cancel it? Do you just need to switch the credit card number over to a personal credit card? Is it something that you need to reach out to your partner for in order for them to help it because it's their account? Anything like that, I want you to put the action that you need to do so it's already very, very clear. And it's just one step that's going to help you move forward. And then I want you to put a buy-when. So for the personal stuff, honestly, it should be relatively quick, right? If you take the credit card out and you need to go and change, you got to log in, maybe get a couple of passwords, but once you start it, go ahead and just knock them all out. So I'd recommend maybe trying to set it a week out, but at least make sure it happens before the end of the month so that you are not having those same charges happening the next month. Everything is a clean break. After this, I want you to draw a complete line under your last personal expense. And from here, I want you to go back and look at every single one of those that you were unsure about, all of the maybes. All of these are going to be conversations that you have with your CPA. So I want you to go ahead and list those straight down as well. So maybe it's the donations that you are making to your favorite charity on a monthly basis. Maybe you have a question like, hey, is this something that I can take the deduction for? Is this a true business expense, or does this need to be on the personal side? The golf tournament that you decided to sponsor, is that a business expense, or is that just kind of one of those ones that falls in the, you should have actually paid for it out of the personal side? Just so on and so forth. So I want you to go ahead and put all of those, just list them, and next thing it's going to be, need to speak with CPA. So you can put CPA straight down, and then I want you to go ahead and put your buy-when date. You're going to have that conversation with your CPA, right? We know that you might not be able to get on their calendar tomorrow. You might not be able to get onto it at the end of the week. I mean, depending on where we are in tax season, it might take a little bit. So go ahead and, leave a little leeway just in case you can't get onto the calendar right away, but give yourself a deadline. So let's go ahead and set it for 3 weeks out, right? So 3 weeks from today, I want to have an appointment on the schedule with my CPA between now and then. And the last major step is what we're going to do. It's called Do It Now. I actually want you to open your computer, right now, I want you to draft an email to your CPA and send it. And the email is just going to be super, super straightforward. Dear, whatever your CPA's name is, hey, I'm going through a couple of my expenses and I've got a few questions. I would like to know if these are legitimate business expenses or are these things that I should be paying for from my personal bank account. Would love to have a quick 20 to 30 minute with you to kind of go through these 10, 15 items that I have to make sure that I'm making my life easier and your life easier at the end of the day when it comes to the season. Thank you. Sign your name, send. Do it now is huge as well. I think we've got enough to go ahead and get you started, right? But what I really want to do is to make sure that you get more info from an actual CPA's mouth. So go ahead and check out this video right here. It's an interview that I have done with a CPA that's going to dive a little bit deeper into some of these expenses that you can and a lot of other questions that I get asked by clients and people that I talk to on a regular basis about taxes and deductions.